Hello and welcome to Create Channel's latest video tutorial for Ableton. This tutorial is going to cover follow actions and dummy clips to help you make your own randomized masterpiece. We're going to start with a very basic sound, which is this brushed bell. Alongside that, we're then going to put an arpeggiator, which will just give us a basic arpeggiation of the sound. There's a couple of MIDI clips that I prepared earlier. It's a very basic. They just essentially play 2 and 3 note chords, and they're basically variations on the same theme, as you can hear. Now, the whole idea of this tutorial is to show you how to get these 3 clips to play randomly, following each other in directions that you specify. So if you have a look down here, you can see if you highlight the L, that will give you the launch item. You can then choose 3 aspects to it. So one is how long it plays before it changes. The other is what it then changes to. You've got a number of choices there. Play again, previous, next, first, last, any, and other. Play again will just repeat the clip. And in this instance, we're going to go to next. You can then choose what the likelihood is of each of those playing. If you go 2 to 1, you've got twice the chances of it repeating itself in that particular instance. If we then do that for all of them, all 3 clips, I've chosen other on that particular one, so that just means that it will play any other clip in the channel. Again, we're selecting 4 bars for all of these, so they'll just loop around 4 and then either change or not change, depending on the ratio that we've given it. That last one, we're going to give it a 1-to-1, so there's an equal chance of either of those options, follow actions, taking place. If we then start the clip, it's going to play around 4 bars, and it's then going to do one of those 2 things. It's more likely to repeat itself. We have a look back on the channel. If you see that flashing play sign, that means that it has follow actions built into it, and it's then every time it loops around that 4, it's going to choose what it's going to do next. It then indicates the next clip it's going to play, and in this case it's going to revert to this one, and it does a nice little neat change into that clip, and so on. So that's the basics of follow actions. Now, it's okay, but it's not particularly exciting, and it would be nice if we could make it a bit more interesting. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a couple of return tracks. One of them is going to be reverb, and the other one is going to be delay, 2 fairly common return types. From there, what we want to do is we want to actually create a dummy clip. So a dummy clip is essentially a clip that might contain audio, but you don't actually hear the audio. The point of the dummy clip is to have particular envelope settings on it, or particular setting that when you play that clip, it will trigger a particular setting. Now, it might be that you're controlling the volume, it might be controlling the pan, you might be controlling the send. In this case, that's what we're doing. So in order to set that up, what we're going to do is just record a clip. As I say, even though there's audio on there, we're not going to use that, because what we've done, as you may have noticed, is we've routed the audio from the brushed bell sound into track 2. We're now going to choose the reverb envelope, and we're actually going to create an envelope for that clip. I've set the length of the loop itself to 8 bars, so that gives us a decent amount of time to have some changes to that send effect. So there you go. Just copy that and change it up a bit so you've got some variations going on from one clip to the next. So if you were to go to that second clip, you'd see the reverb ramp up, then down, then up again, and so on. And we're going to create a third one with another variety of envelope points. Now, as you may have guessed, we can also randomize these clips. So what we're going to do is we are going to firstly create a second audio track. What we need to do here is send that audio to the next one. So essentially the audio is being passed along from one track to the next. We're just going to copy one of the ones off the reverb send channel. And we're going to go to the mixer. We're going to get rid of the reverb envelope that we'd already set on there. And we're going to go to the delay envelope. And we're going to create a delay envelope. So this particular clip is just going to ramp up quite slowly to about 90% send. Just going to tweak the actual delay so it has a bit more character to it, more sort of suited to this particular track. Copy that, change out the delay envelope points on this one so we've got some variety again. And on this final one, we're just going to get rid of all delay send. So if we were to randomize at one point, it would remove all delay settings. Now, we're going to do the same follow actions with all 6 of the clips that go to all 6 of the dummy clips. Slightly different settings on these. They're going to run for 8 bars. But other than that, it's exactly the same principle. So that when you actually start playing the track, you've got randomization of follow actions on all 3 channels. You've got the original sound with its varied arpeggios. You've got the reverb dummy clips, which will vary the amount of reverb that's been applied to the sound, which then gets passed on to the delay track, which again has a variety of different delay sends. As you can probably see on the screen, we've got all the follow actions taking place, and you can hear the variety that that actually imparts to the sound. And since a lot of music is about having variety and having change, this is a very effective technique. It can be used in a bunch of different ways. You might want to just have it as one track. If you're feeling adventurous, you could create an entire piece that has a really complicated setup. You could use it for drums, you could put fills on clips, and you could have those fills occasionally coming in, but at random times. As you can see here, you get all sorts of combinations of sends and arpeggios. And as you can imagine, if you put more clips in, you can have more variety on there. You can have more sends, or in this case, with a bit more work, you can have a couple more inserts. So in this particular example, I've got the Redux plugin, and I've also got the filter plugin. And exactly the same as the send tracks, they have envelope settings to all of them, which change from one clip to the next, and they've also all got follow actions. One option for this is you could just record the entire output to an arrangement and then listen back to the arrangement and pick out sections that work particularly well. And because it's so randomized, you get a lot of happy accidents. Sometimes when you're not trying to influence the creative process, you get some really nice results. That's the end of this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it and found some things that you can find useful to play with in Ableton. If you did enjoy this video, please feel free to like and subscribe.